All right, number 11, fill out the Turbo app. Y'all know how to do that. Fill out the quality of business sheet and review the 4-step process. And here's the quality of business sheet. Okay? Anything unclear? Do you have any questions? Yes or no? Are you comfortable with what you learned today? What's that? This is on the F&A input sheet. This is the quality of business questions. So why are we doing this? Is because this process works so damn good, Guillermo, that people say yes. I mean, very, very quickly. So when somebody says yes very, very quickly, then they get what's called buyer's remorse. You ever heard of that before? Yeah. Buyer's remorse. So they wake up in the middle of the night and like, honey, what did we do? We just gave that guy $125 for the rest of our life. And if we cancel, we're going to probably lose everything, and we have to pay penalties and all that. You know, like they think like a million things will race through their head. Because why? Because they said yes, and it was so easy for them to say yes. So they felt like it was too fast. They're like, wait a minute, honey, it's too fast. We need to call them, and we need to cancel tomorrow. Like, honey, you need to call them in the morning, text them tonight, do whatever we got to do. We just can't do this right now. We're not ready for this, and we got to think about it longer. Has that ever happened to you guys before? Yeah. I mean, ever in your career? Yeah. If it hasn't, you haven't written enough sales, because it'll happen at one point in time in your career. Now, so I'm going to ask, is anything unclear? Anything, right? Do you have any other questions right now? Because I've already gotten the check, by the way. I already got the check. I'm not going to ask these questions before I get the check. I'm going to ask these questions after I got the check. So now they own the policy. Remember, people love to own. They hate to buy, but they love to own. So now they own the policy, technically, because they did write me a check. They are covered, conditionally at least. Okay? Do you have any other questions? No, I don't have any other questions. Are you comfortable that you learned today? Yeah, I'm comfortable. Do you have any other major medical illnesses or prescription drugs or anything like that, right? No, I'm good. In the last 5 years, any major disability? Right now, I already asked this stuff on the application already. I'm going to ask them one more time because now they might want to come clean. I've had people come, I'm thinking, right? I went through this, contract with them. Not supposed to say contract, but you guys, I'm talking to you guys, right? I go through this application with them, and they didn't say nothing, and then at the end they're like, well, yeah, kind of. There is something wrong, right? I want to know right now if there's something wrong. Any disability? Are you currently on disability? Have you felonies last 10 years? You sure? So here you go. Are you sure the life insurance is affordable at this time? Is it affordable? Yeah, it's affordable. What if they say, no, it's not affordable? I don't know. I don't know if we're sure about this. Like, do I want to have this conversation over the phone or over text message, or do I want to have it face-to-face on Zoom or face-to-face in their house? Face-to-face, I want to have this conversation, man, because now I can go back and revise it. If it's too expensive or something like that, then I can drop it down a little bit and make it a little more comfortable. Then they'll be happy and they'll keep the policy. I don't want them to have all these thoughts tomorrow. So that's why the quality of business sheet is so important. If the application is or on scale from 1 to 10, how important is it for you to protect your family with life insurance? If the application is approved, is there any reason you would not take the policy? That's a scary one. It's a scary question right there. Because now you're almost saying, don't buy the policy. You're like, Daniel, I thought you were teaching us how to close more sales. Why are you telling them not to buy it? But what happens is when you ask this question, 99.9% of the time they're going to say, I can't think of anything. Can't think of any reason. But that one little piece of percentage, fraction of a percent, they'll say, you know what? I don't know if I want this policy really. So I either have that conversation and don't take the policy, or I reclose it again. But if I lose the sale that night, now my quality of business stays high. My actual quality, right? You understand that affects your bonuses, that affects your pay schedule, whether you're on earns or not. I mean, there's all kinds of little things that can happen if you have bad quality of business. So I don't want to write a sale just to write a sale. I want to write a sale with an actual person that wants a policy. Okay? Do you understand that it can take 1 to 4 months to be approved? Why am I asking that? Because, wonder if a couple of weeks go by or a month goes by and the policy still doesn't get issued, because sometimes they do take months to get issued. Wonder if it takes a little while to get issued. And then they go, man, this company's taking too long. I can't believe, right? They know now. They do understand it could take a little while because it's an underwriting process. We got to get all their medical. We have to talk to doctors and send forms in and get authorizations and things, right? There's stuff we got to do to find out whether they're qualified or not. If they know that up front, now we have a good relationship moving forward with expectations kind of in check. Come back with a great plan. Will you commit to referrals? Are you interested in learning more about investments? You're interested in saving money on auto insurance? Considering the idea of working with Primerica on a part-time basis? On a scale from 1 to 10, how you rate your experience with us tonight? They go, 10, 10 plus, 11, yes, 5. Wonder if they say 5. You suck. If they say that, we got a problem, right? I want to know the problem right now. I don't want to know about the problem 2 days from now. I don't want to know about the problem a week from now. I want to know if I have a problem right now. If they're unsure, if they're waffling, I want to know it right now. Again, generally this is not an issue. 9 times out of 10, this is not a problem. 99% of the time, y'all, this is, it goes good. But we want to protect ourselves. Here's our 4-step process. Tonight, and again, you go over this with your client so they have expectations in order. Exploratory process. We're going to do the F&A input sheet, get you qualified. Okay? So, and then I go over here to the right. It says first check is going to be cashed. Why am I letting them know that? Because some people think the check's not going to get cashed. Because when you close the sale, you said, it could take 1 to 4 months to get issued. Well, they're thinking, they're not going to cash my check for 4 months. So what do I want to let them know right now? That we're going to cash this check right away. So, because again, I don't want to lie to anybody. If I lie to them and I piss them off, then they're going to cancel on me and I get a charge back. You understand, that's why a lot of people get chargebacks. It's because they're freaking liars and they don't explain things well to a smart client. And the client goes, these guys are a bunch of liars and they just pulled one on me and they stole money from me out of my account. I'm pissed. I want to cancel everything. Now, again, you didn't mean to do that necessarily, but because you weren't thorough, they didn't understand the process. See, after I've gone through this with the client, no one can ever say that I didn't give them the truthful information. Policy will be issued or declined. Obviously, if it's declined, they'll get a full refund back. If the policy is issued, the first draft from the account will begin 30 days after the issue date. Right? Number 2, I want you to come down to our office for one of our trainings. Or maybe we're going to have a picnic, or we're going to have a potluck, or we're going to have something. Get your client together with us. Even your clients, get them with us. Okay? Like a super op night, get the client here. Call all of your clients and just get them here. Just so we can break bread, man. We can, have some coffee together. Thank you very much for making coffee tonight. Appreciate that, Camille. Or you made it, Mike. All right, thank you, Mike. Number 3 is we're going to deliver the analysis, review the financial needs analysis, discuss mutual funds, retirement, home ownership. Why am I talking about all this? Is because they go, well, wait a minute. They just came to my house tonight and just sold me life insurance and they bailed out. Well, obviously, I couldn't do everything because I got to get to my next appointment. So they know now that I'm coming back. We're going to bring back their analysis. We're going to go over their plan. We're going to talk about all these other things. when we come back with the policy. Make sense? Okay? So be thorough. Number 4, deliver the policy. Review the game plan for reaching financial independence. Remember, this is what we offer, man. Full part-time business opportunities, term life insurance, mutual funds, fixed and variable annuities. Teach people how to get out of debt, auto and home insurance, long-term care, prepaid legal plans, Vivint home security. Right? I want to tell them everything that we do, because y'all realize because you don't do this, you lose out on all kinds of other ancillary business. You're not cross-selling. So this is why this sheet is so important. It's important for a lot of reasons, but probably financially, the number one reason is you're explaining, because one day they're going to need long-term care and they're going to think about you. Oh, I remember they talked about they did long-term care. Oh, you do auto insurance? Oh, wow, I need auto insurance, right? So there's little things that will pop up and extra business that you'll get. Use the beneficiary close to maximize referrals. All we're doing is saying, look, the bottom line, Alfred, is that you are, you and Christine, if you died at the same time, God forbid, okay, your sister knows nothing about our company. So all that money, right, your sister's a contingent, all that money would be lost. She wouldn't even know how to get it. So what I want to do right now, if we have time right now, could you get her on the phone with us right now? Alfred, could you get her on the phone with us? So Alfred is going to call her right now, and I'm going to say to the sister, I'm going to say, Jennifer, whatever, right? Jennifer, I'm sitting here with Alfred and Christine, and we just took care of their financial plan. And the one thing that we set up was their life insurance. And they named you as the contingent beneficiary. So because they named you, that's a huge responsibility. It's a lot of money that we're talking about here. And I want to get together with you, either through Zoom or in person. And I want to set up a time that I could sit down with you, explain all of the things, all the responsibilities, who I am, who you would contact, all the information of what to do. God forbid something were to happen to Alfred and Christine. Huge responsibility. Can you get together with me tonight, or would tomorrow be better? That's the benefit. That's as simple as you need to make it as far as the beneficiary close. Because if you did that every single time you wrote a sale, you understand, you would write another sale from that sale, because every client has a contingent beneficiary. The only time it ruins it is when the contingent beneficiary maybe lives in a different country, or the contingent beneficiary is, maybe out of our market, too old, or there's situations where it doesn't work. But the truth is, there's a lot of situations where it can work. Now, if it's not the contingent beneficiary, maybe it's an emergency contact. So you might want to say, look, also, Alfred, I just want to write down a couple of other people, emergency contacts, just in case we can't get a hold of Jennifer. If we can't get a hold of her, who would be next in line that you would want us to contact that's kind of, in that age range, maybe they already have their own family, somebody you would trust. See what I'm doing? So I could get emergency contacts. I can get 3 or 4 or 5 more referrals just like that. And if I have time that night, I'm going to get Alfred on the phone that night, and we can book 3, 4, 5 appointments just like that. Okay? Thank you for watching our short clips on Alonzo Academy. If you'd like to watch the next short clip, click here. If you'd like to watch the entire podcast, click here.